Kind of nervous to do this, but hi everyone. My name is Jasmine. The name on across my socials is Journey with Jasmine or something like that. In this video, y'all see, look, I threw on a dress. I did not do my hair. I think I washed my face and stuff earlier, but this video is to basically, I don't want to say out myself, but I find a lot of joy in showing up as my authentic self, no matter kind of what that looks like. And I realized like over the past few years, and as my self-awareness has grown through like therapy and the things that I've gone through in life, I realized that, okay, so like authenticity is one of my core values, but I think from the outside looking in, it either looks like I have not been through a lot or it looks like I have everything together. And in operating like that, I'm not creating space for people to help me. There's hyper independence. And I say all that to say, I love being authentic and I want to be more vulnerable and comfortable with vulnerability, because I notice I create that safe space for people like in real time. Like that is one of my gifts. But I oftentimes feel that that space isn't like created for me. Like, so I'm the person here with the tools and resources to help you in your life. But yeah, this is going to be my ability or practice in authenticity. And with that being said, I need to admit, I've admitted to myself, I've admitted to like some close friends, and I feel like admitting it to the world is going to help me keep in alignment when I want to go off alignment. And this will give me something extra to think about, because this is a part of my life purpose and my work here on earth. And in order for me to help and heal others, yeah, God be putting me through some things. But if not me, then who? You know, I've remained optimistic. I am very big on self-awareness and growth and having a mendable mindset. So I don't ever really think things are fixed in terms of thoughts and theories or whatever. Maybe I'm rumbling, but I guess I'll put the title of what this video is about. So I'm addicted to a lot of things in my life. I would like to say I have an addictive personality, and with my upbringing, or a lot of my life situations has been painful, very painful, a lot of abandonment ever since a little girl. So being a people pleaser has been like a natural thing for me. And so learning how to say no and boundaries, that has felt like a very selfish journey. But now that part of my journey is a bit addicting. My trauma showed up a lot as well in my romantic relationships. I'm 32 now. And so literally from the time I started dating till about 30 years old, or maybe even 29, 28, it was just back to back heartache after heartache, and not understanding my role in that, because all I knew was I had a pure heart. I trusted people, and I knew my intention. And so my intention was to support you, be loving, show up for you, hold you down. And all of a while I was attracting users and people who literally did not have the capacity to encompass me. But not even that, like it was similar to my upbringing, right? Because unless you have that self-awareness and try to change your relationship dynamics, you repeat those childhood dynamics in adulthood, whether healthy or unhealthy, until you make the decision to change, which comes with awareness and a lot of hard work, right? So all of my romantic relationships, I was a people pleaser times 1,000. And I recall times where I would just be so afraid to speak up about my needs, because my experience with speaking up was like I would be shut down. It would result in an argument, and I would leave feeling blamed. So I learned as an adult to honestly, stifle my needs in order to keep my partner around. And it's not like it was technically a good partner, but my self-respect, my value, my life was placed in these men's hands who, you know, without men in my life, I felt very lost. Now, the next step of that, a part of my life that I feel like I'm going all over the place, but I feel like it's going to connect somehow. And this is how I talk in real life. And I just want to come on here and talk. I don't have a script or nothing. So aside from that trauma as well, and struggling with my interpersonal relationships, I turned to sex work. I was a sex worker for 9 years. And I exited that industry maybe like 3 or 4 years ago with no plan B. And so my last few years have been a lot of like soul searching and finding out who Jasmine is aside from sex work, because in the sex work industry, I had made a big name for myself. I left the industry as a high-end escort. I mentored a lot of girls. I had a very successful YouTube channel, Twitter. I had amassed like over 30,000 fans across platforms. I was really good on OnlyFans. Like, I made a name for myself, and I was very proud of the work that I was doing, and I advocated for decriminalization and things like that in the industry. Like, anything I do, I put my heart into it, especially if I'm passionate about it. And one of the things I loved about sex work is I felt like I had my freedom. So a lot of my life had been stifled and controlled by other people. But at least sex work, I felt like I could control the rates. I could control who I was seeing, when I was seeing them. I could be in California one day, wake up in Florida the next, or I'm Chicago here, Alaska here. So although society may view that work as like something less than, I wouldn't be here talking to you all without that experience. And so my perspective on everything, I wouldn't be who I am. The way that I speak would not be that without my experiences. Like, the wisdom that I have is experience, and having this inner compass and belief or motto I've been following since 12, that everything happens for a reason. That was the first time I thought about wanting to hang myself and off myself off this planet. There's really only been one other time that has happened, when I was dismissed from the nursing program in college. But other than that, like, I do struggle a lot mentally, but I don't think about removing myself from here. For one, I don't like pain. And for two, at least if I'm still here, there's an option for change. If I leave, I'm just going to leave in a fucked up situation. That sucks. To me, that sucks. So, fast forward. So let's talk about substance use. So my very first time with a substance, I want to say I was 16, and it was an e-pill that my cousin gave to me, and he didn't tell me what it was. He was just like, here, take this. And at that time, I was in foster care. So with all the abuse or whatever, at 16, I finally reported my mom. And so this was during a time I was not living with my primary caretaker. I think I was staying with my nana at the time. And so I'm finally being able to be outside with people my age, like having a social life. I tried the pill. Ain't even think twice. And from there, that pretty much started an addiction to substances. The interesting thing is, in today's times though, when younger people are using, it's not looked at as like substance use or an addiction, but that's what it is. Because we'll tell ourselves, oh, I'm just partying, oh, I'm just having a good time. But baby, I was only like, I think my nana would give me like $10 a week for lunch. Those $10 were saved for 2 $5 e-pills. And I remember like that just became an every weekend thing. Like, and what I liked about e-pills was I love talking like this to people. I love getting to know people. And what an e-pill allowed me to do is let go of those inhibitions. And I felt like I could just freely be myself without any worry. And I love that, right? But let me get back to that sober. Okay. So that's one of the things I liked about e-pills. And I felt like when I was on them, I didn't worry about a lot of things. Like, everything was good. Whatever, sober I may have viewed as a problem, it was just like my mind was able to come up with another perspective and things would be okay. Fast forward to like college and things like that, because I really didn't do too much drinking before college. But in college, baby, when I say I used to get blackout drunk, like my motto was to drink till you fall. I'm not drinking to be pretty, baby. I came here to have a good time. And so, yeah, I would drink like crazy. And like the type of drinking where you're throwing up at the end of the night, you're trying to lay down, your head is spinning. And that's just what it was for many years throughout my college career. And I've started drinking less over the past 3 years, maybe. Simply, I just don't like the way that it tastes. And I don't like the effects of it. So like alcohol is just not my first thing any fucking way. Now, in addition to these things I'm telling you, I've also been diagnosed with, literally February of this year, it's been like not even 3 months, with bipolar disorder 1 with psychotic features, borderline personality disorder, and PTSD. PTSD is a given. I'm surprised it wasn't CPTSD because, baby, I've been through shit since a child. And I've gone through a lot of things as an adult. I say all that to say, my life is not perfect. I'm a huge advocate for change. Change is hard as hell. And it seems to be almost romanticized online, but no. And you hear people say change is hard. Change is hard. Like currently, like I'm just exiting out of like my depressive or my manic part of my bipolar disorder. And so what that looks like for me is hypersexuality, and it's often coupled with drug use. Like it starts with drug use, and the drug use is a blunt. It's weed. So although like some people can smoke and feel motivated, weed has the opposite effect on me. So I'll get paranoid. I get lazy. I have really bad spending habits and binge eating, which go hand in hand because I'm high, I'm hungry, don't care about budgeting. I just want to buy whatever I can so I can eat what I want. And then that also ties into hypersexuality because weed makes me more horny. Like I can go without porn and things like that, but it's like as soon as I get this thought to want to smoke, within a couple of days, it's all tied to other negative and bad habits. Last September, how many months, like almost 9 months ago, during one of my episodes again, I wanted to turn it up a notch and I tried meth for the first time. Since then, I've done it a handful of times, but those handful of times are like days, binges. Because if you're familiar with it, and the thing is, it's similar to an e-pill, the way that I feel. And so it's something that you're not necessarily hungry and you don't sleep. So it's like if you're up and you're just constantly fucking people and like you're up, like you can go crazy with that. And I have had 2 psychosis, like drug-induced psychosis incidents because of that. And yeah, this past weekend I went on a rampage. It was a couple days, and one of those days I'll say was with the use along with white, if you know what white is, and coke, so, and weed, and also poppers and Helens. So one of the things that I do when I am hypersexual in these manic episodes, I do my best to disassociate. And so I tend to go on hookup sites and I will do anonymous meets. If you know, if you don't know, we'll go into details another day. And I am actively seeking out gay or bisexual or down low men on a particular app, because this app, in my experience, has been super easy to just link up with people versus like having to do the conversations and all of that. Like when I'm in my mood, like I want it now, I do not care to know you. Another aspect of that is when I'm not in these episodes, I'm celibate, I'm not really dating. And so a part of me when I'm in these episodes is like, I want what I cannot have. Because truly, I desire partnership and love, but in my experience, it has not yielded me good results. And so I'm literally just in a season of really learning myself, really knowing what my values, boundaries, and stuff like that is. And it has been lonely, I guess, to some extent. And then sex for me has been a part of my life since 4, sexual exploration. So it's just always been a part of my life in a very unhealthy way. And so I think, yeah, my hypersexuality picks up. There's risky behavior and I'm seeking that risk. And my best way to explain it is like, there's an enemy living in my body. Like everything that I'm working towards, everything that I've built, it's like, there's that part of me that wants to tear it down. It wants to tear it down. It doesn't want me to win. And the toughest part about all this is clearly I have this awareness. I'm able to speak to you about what it is. Even to get a diagnosis, I had to go through patient abandonment and my therapist telling me over months that I do not have BPD or BP. And it's due to the fact that I think it may appear that I have everything together, and it may, and because of, I guess, my heightened awareness of self, I wasn't taken seriously. And then also I'm accomplished, right? So yeah, my level of self-awareness with it sometimes sucks because it adds to heightened shame, right? Because I know better. So why am I continuing to do these things? But it's deeper than that. It's a lot deeper. And right now, I'm doing my best to give myself grace. I just constantly pray and ask God to protect me in these moments of when I am going through these episodes that like I'm just kept safe, and I'm left from these incidences unscathed. Yeah, because it's scary, and it's like the people I'm involving myself with are people that I would never ever involve myself with if I was mentally healthy and mentally okay, right? And it sucks. And it's like I have these goals and this vision for my life. And sometimes it's scary to even want these things or to say these things out loud when I know that there's constantly this battle here that I want to win. If I'm being honest, I want to win. I'm willing to do what it takes to get better. I've been in therapy since 2019, on and off, different therapists. And I'm currently in DBT therapy. I think this is like my third week, and that's like a year-long extensive program. I am now open to like actual medications because right now I've been doing ashwagandha, saffron, and like sea moss gel, and I do feel a difference when I take those things. But also I notice like if it's a day I want to sleep in or a day I don't want to do much, I stay away from those things because it's like it gives me energy, or it gives me energy, and I don't want to do anything. I kind of want to suck in bed today. So yeah, I want to get to a place of healthy habits and healthy behaviors on a consistent basis and not have these manic episodes every couple of months or like every month, because I feel like every month is 2 good weeks and 2 bad weeks, and these behaviors aren't necessarily present in every bad week I have, but certain things shift. Either I stop working as much, which again is self-sabotage, because then there's the addiction to the chaos of trying to make enough money to survive, and I don't need to, but these are situations that I put myself in. So this video is for vulnerability, relatability. I'm going to share more about my journey across my channels, but most importantly, I'm putting this video out as a way, it's like a promise to myself, and I'm beating perfection. I'm doing what I love to do, and I'm showing up anyway. I could have did a full face of makeup and put a wig on and all type of things, but that's not who I am, and this is my current situation. So this is what I'm gonna give you. And I hope that I attract an authentic audience, a vulnerable, a real audience, an audience that is seeking truth and community, and know that I will beat this, I will make it to the other side. And I'm just gonna take each day, day by day, and believe that this will not overcome me, I will overcome it. Yeah. If you stay to the end, I hope you leave a comment, and I hope you subscribe for more content. Bye.